Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. This young lady is an entrepreneur. She is helping women heal. She's making digital marketing simple. She's a woman of God, now living in Colorado Springs. She's an Omaha native. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Veronique Murphy.
Hello, hello.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
so
show.
much, Isaac, for doing this
hmm
and having me on your podcast.
For sure. You got a pretty interesting life as a woman of God, trying to heal people and motivating and encouraging. So I'm like, okay, that's what's up. I like to have people on the show that have substance, that have some value, and we always looking for ways to get back to the city. So I say, yeah,
Yes,
let's bring her on. So thank you for joining.
yes, no problem.
So
My
first I
pleasure.
want to first I want to talk about Colorado Springs. How long you been out there and what made you move to Colorado Springs?
Ooh. Okay, so I've been here in June. It'll be 7 years.
Okay.
And what made me move here is because, of course, you probably know, um, my daughter passed away. And
Oh, sorry to
yeah,
hear that.
thank you. And before she passed away, this is where she wanted to come. And we were kind of having conversations about moving here.
hmm
So once that happened, I was like, I'm leaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what made me move.
Okay, that's what's up. And again, I apologize about that. I
Oh
think I
no,
probably
you
saw it, but
fine.
okay,
You
yeah, sorry to
fine.
hear that again.
You
And
fine.
so
You fine.
and so the healing circle, how did that start? I'm assuming now that you've expressed that, I'm assuming it probably was birthed somewhere around there. Talk to us about the healing circle, how you birthed that and what's that all about?
Okay. So the healing circle came about because when she passed away, I went to, of course I moved here. So I have family here. But
Okay.
when somebody close to you, like a child, passes away, everybody around you, their life goes back to normal.
Mm,
Their day to day life goes back to normal. Yours, it stays the same.
mm.
And whew,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
it's
Wow.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Somebody
And
need to hear this though, Veronique. Somebody need to hear your testimony.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm
And
sorry.
so what birthed it is that I didn't want other women, actually nobody, anybody, but women to, I know I can't save you from the process, but I didn't want women to feel alone. I
Right.
didn't when something like that happens.
hmm
I wanted to be able to you know, help encourage them and bring them out of that sad place.
Right. That's what's up. Thank God for that too. And I salute you. Again, God bless you and give you the strength to continue doing what you're doing. I see you in the mornings popping up with the encouraging words and trying to lift people up. And that takes a lot. That's a lot of strength, based on due to your situation, your circumstance, and to pivot in that way to start giving back and want to help other people. So God sees you and that's what's up. Thanks for
Thank,
sharing that too. That you didn't have
thank,
to share that. So
thank you.
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's kind of switch gears a little. Let's switch gears. The
Okay.
making digital marketing simple. What's that about and how did you get into digital marketing?
So, how I got into digital marketing, and sorry, it's always gonna go back to that.
Okay, okay.
So before she passed away, I was already like into computers and stuff like that, doing flyers,
Okay.
um, build building websites, you name it.
Oh wow.
So when I moved here, okay, when I was in Nebraska, I was self-employed. I had a daycare and I had two individuals with developmental disabilities that live
Mhm.
with me. So
Okay.
when I came here, um, I was like, okay, so maybe I should change what I'm doing because I was kind of feeling like maybe some of the time I was taking with the other things was taken away from my children.
hmm
So I was like, I'm gonna work a 9 to 5.
hmm
So I have been an entrepreneur for like 12 years. So I
mm
got here, I was like, I'm gonna work a 9 to 5. I started, and nothing against
Right.
anyone. Matter
Shout
of
out to
fact,
the 9 to 5. I'm a 9 to 5 myself,
yeah,
for
I was gonna
sure.
say I'm back. I'm back doing it. I'm back doing it because, of course, I'm trying to build other stuff, but
Yeah.
um, no, nothing against nobody or nothing like that. Saying that, but I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it because when I came here, I had a job lined up and
Mm-hmm.
everything, but I was constantly like, on my breaks, I'd be crying.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I got to figure out something else. So
Right,
I
right.
just started researching, and I came across um digital products. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dang, I think I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So I just started researching it and putting ebooks together and stuff like that. And I made a few sales, and I was like, okay.
Right,
So
right.
that's how that came about. I
That's
was
what's up.
really trying to find a way out of working.
Right, right. Do you
Yeah.
currently have any digital products right now that you selling online?
So I have a credit repair program,
Okay,
and I switched websites, so I had to reload it and everything like that. But it's
okay,
gonna be on passionateapparel.net.
okay.
So
Did
right
apparel
now
dot
I'm working on a healing course. I'm actually done with it. I just have to tweak a few things, and that'll also be on passionateapparel.net. Probably within the next 1 or 2 weeks.
That's
So
what's
yeah.
congratulations. Can I ask you what software you use for your for like to create? Canva or
Canva.
Canva? Yeah, Canva. That's what I
Yeah,
use. I fell in love
Canva.
with Canva a few years ago. That Canva is dope. Canva is dope.
Yes, Canva, you can do everything on there. You can do
Right.
everything on there. You can even build apps through there now.
Wow, for real? That I
Yeah,
didn't know. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
let me ask you, Veronique, for a young lady or somebody that sees this interview that probably want to get in touch with you and reach out for far as the healing circle, how can they get in touch with you and join?
So you can go to passionateapparel.net and just click on it and you can join from there. Or you could go to my Facebook, Veronique Murphy, and just send me a message and I'll send you a link.
Got you.
Or you can
Okay.
go to my Instagram, Veronique_Murphy, and then you could just click on the little link and it'll take you right to it.
Okay, that's what's up. I'm interested to see how that evolves too, and more power to you. Salute for creating that, and I'm sure it's going to do well.
Yes, yes, thank you. I also do once a month. I just started doing the in-person meetups. So
Hmm.
I'm very excited about that too because the first one it wasn't that many people, but that don't matter. The numbers don't matter,
Right,
you know.
right.
It was just the love that was in the room and
Mm,
it was just crazy. I was crying. I was like, "Oh my
yeah, yeah.
god."
And so we would that
Yeah.
person would have to be in Colorado Springs though, right? The in person.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, but what I want to do is be able to have people come here
Okay.
eventually, and
Yeah.
take it from there. So
Or what you ever thought about taking it to Omaha?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Doing like a panel or something like a summit and taking that. Yeah.
absolutely,
Let
absolutely.
let me know something. Me and my daughter was talking about in the future doing like a summit in Omaha, and I could see you definitely as a panelist with that. That'd be dope.
Okay,
All those single mothers and people that go through those hardships in Omaha. So
yes,
if y'all get that off the ground like in the near future, let me know, and I'll see what I could do to kind of come out there in Omaha and be a part of it,
okay.
or just even help, sponsor and put, get behind it.
Okay, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody like 2 weeks ago. I was like, yeah. Cause it for a minute, cause my daughter, she unalived herself. So
Mm,
yeah. I was
uh,
like, for a minute, I couldn't even discuss
yeah.
it.
I can
But
imagine. I can
I
imagine.
was like, once I'm able to,
Yeah,
mm-mm,
that's
I'm
good.
hitting the ground running with it.
That's what's up. Now it all makes sense to me too. It all
Yeah.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
so that's how. So let's talk about your walk with Christ. And I see you pushing that to the women. I'm sure that falls within the same situation what we talking about. You finding Christ. What how serious are you taking your walk and what would you say to like a young lady out in Omaha? You know how a lot of people like to put the stigma on going to church or not being religious, because it's one thing to be religious and it's one thing to be a believer, right? And like
Right.
what you doing, your ministry, you're actually doing a ministry.
Yes.
Talk about your ministry and you finding Christ, your walk.
Okay. So it's so crazy. You asking me this because this is how I visioned it.
Yeah, yeah.
So before she passed away, my walk of Christ actually with Christ actually began before that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was raised in church and everything like that. I went to church every Sunday, had to wear dresses, sung in the choir, did all of that. But when I I knew the songs, I knew certain Bible scriptures, but sometimes I didn't understand what the pastor was saying.
Right,
You
right.
know, um,
Yeah,
no offense, but I just didn't, you know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? But I knew, believe in God, whatever, whatever. So maybe I'll say like a year before she passed away. That's when my walk with Christ began. And it was like I had an awakening.
Mm-hmm.
And in that awakening, this is gonna sound crazy, but I felt like, no, it's not. I felt like it did happen. God talked to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you ever seen that movie Harriet Tubman, have you seen that movie?
Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
I don't think I seen it. If
Yeah,
I have, it was a
so
while ago. I don't remember.
in that movie, because she led the people out the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that wanted to go.
Right,
So
right.
in that movie, every time she received uh word from God, she fainted. Like she went
Mhm.
into a trance and then she fainted. But he was giving
Okay.
her directions on, and I just seen the movie like maybe 2 years ago.
You know what? I started to watch it on Disney and I never finished it. I'm gonna have to go back and finish
Yes,
it.
yes,
Okay, okay.
yes. Go watch that. And so that's kind of what happened to me, except for I didn't faint. I was just sitting in the room, I was sitting on my bed, and and it still happens. And it's crazy. Besides my husband, you the first person I ever, said it,
Uh,
told this to. But so I was sitting on my bed and then I went into this trance. At the time I didn't know what it was though.
mm,
And so he was in the next room playing the game. He came in the room, he like, why are you crying? And I was like, I don't know. I was
mm,
like, I just talked to God. And he was
mm,
like, you just talked to God? And I was
mm.
like, yeah. And
Yeah.
he was like, well, why are you crying? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was like, he just took me to all these places and I seen all these things and these
Mm,
beautiful things and he showed me things, and
yeah.
that was that. So that's when my walk with Christ began. And so it's so much stuff. It's so crazy because when my daughter passed away, I said to myself, I said, this is why I was crying, because some of the
Mm,
things that he shows you, you forget.
yeah, yeah.
And so it came back to me while I was crying. And I was crying because he showed me that. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? So
Deep.
it came back to me.
That's
And
deep.
so that's crazy, but
Yeah.
that's how my walk with Christ began.
Okay.
That's how it began.
Thanks for sharing that, Veronique. So what would you
Yeah.
say, us growing up in Omaha, we know it's a lot of young ladies out there that's lost, they looking for some direction. They may not have it. Mom can't teach them nothing because their mom probably, she didn't have the love she needs. What would you say to a young woman, 21, 22, trying to find themselves in Omaha right now?
I would say get a study Bible and start praying every day. You don't have to say this beautiful prayer. You can just talk to God like you talking to your best friend,
Right.
or like you talking to your sister or your mom or whoever. And if you can't remember, a good time to do it would be when you get into the shower.
Wow. That's
Just
good.
yep. Just say a brief prayer, whatever it is
Mhm.
on your mind, whoever you want to pray for, and start studying the Bible. Get the study Bible, because the study Bible will actually tell you what those things mean in
Right.
the Bible, so you
Break
won't
it
be
down
like,
for you can comprehend. Right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually it's so crazy because when things start coming back to you, you can just recite stuff and you be like, I don't know how I knew that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I would say. I would say get you a study Bible, start writing down, start studying the chapters, start in the beginning and just pray every day and try your best. Nobody was perfect except for Jesus Christ.
Right.
You know
That
what I'm
part.
saying? And
Right.
try your best to live every day righteously and doing right by people. And
That's what's
and
up.
in your prayer and in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, let's switch gears a
Yeah.
little bit. I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit. I'm gonna throw you a curveball.
Okay.
Resilience or integrity, and why?
Mm. Resilience or integrity? I say that's a hard one. I say integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Why?
I say integrity because with resilience, you can bounce back and recover from anything with God. You know what I'm saying? Integrity will take you places that um nothing can take you
Yeah.
because you got to stand for something,
Right.
and
Right.
you can't you got to stand on something, and you can't, if you have values, if you have things that you believe in, you can't let anything break that.
Right.
You can with God, you can come back from anything. You can get through anything, but
Yeah.
with integrity, that's something that once it's broken, that's hard to get back.
Right. That's good. That's a good answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Lastly, I want to ask you. The podcast is called Respectfully. How big is respect to you, and how has respect served you well, like in your lifetime?
Um, Respect is very, very big to me because I respect everyone. Um, you know, especially now in my now that I'm older. Now, when I
Mm.
was younger, I still was respectful, but I kind of
Right.
was a little high head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've always been respectful to like my elders and respectful of people talking and what they had to say. Um, and respect has gotten me far, I feel like, because certain people know like they can't come at me like
Right.
you know
Right.
what I'm saying, like because
Yeah.
it's certain things I'm just not gonna tolerate,
Right. Right.
and because I'm gonna get that to you,
Yeah.
so I believe that respect is it's everything. It's
I
everything,
agree.
and you should respect everyone. I don't care if it's a homeless person.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You should respect everyone
You're right,
unless
because
they
you can
give
learn
you a
from
reason not
everybody.
to.
You can really learn a lot from them homeless people too.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
You're right.
Cause
Everybody deserves respect.
I was driving taxi,
Hmm.
and I used to pick up a lot of homeless people. It's so crazy because
Hmm.
I was like, how they got all this money? Because taxis cost a lot,
Right. Right.
and I would just talk to the homeless people, and I asked one man one time, and I said, why are you homeless? And he said, I don't want to pay rent. He was telling me how much money he get, and he said, I don't want to pay rent. I believe people charge too much for rent.
Mm.
But he every time he would call me once a week, and I mean he would spend at least 80
Yeah.
there and back. So, and he would just have so much wisdom,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much wisdom.
You can
Yeah.
learn from
So,
everybody. Yeah.
yeah.
I will say this, Veronique, until I knew you back when we was young. I never knew you was a scaife. And shout out to the scaife. I never knew that. Cause I knew Nikki, Cherie and them all from McMillan, but we didn't go to school together. But I
Yeah.
never knew you was a scaife. So when I found out,
Yes.
I think when we got on Facebook and I saw you was a scaife, shout out to Carl Murphy, your husband. I know you're Murphy now. But when I
Yeah.
saw it, I say, Veronique a scaife? And I was like, okay. Then I
Yeah.
started putting two and two together, like, oh, okay. But yeah, I didn't know you was a scaife, your maiden name.
Yep. Yep. I'm a scaife. I'm a scaife.
Shout out to the scapes, man. Well, look,
Yes,
Veronique, I appreciate you joining. Thanks for sharing your testimony. You didn't have to do that, so thanks for being vulnerable. And I know
no
that's going to be a
problem.
blessing to somebody. And God bless you. Know everything that you're going, everything that you went through. And now I just encourage you to keep your journey up. With that women's circle, and just keep reaching for the stars and letting God use you.
Thank you, and you keep it up too. I like what you're doing, and hopefully I'll be coming back on with some more stuff soon.
Right.
So
Let me know. Let me
yeah,
know. Okay.
yeah,
Appreciate it. You have a good one. Thank you for joining.
you too, no
All right.
problem.
Thanks, Veronique.
All right,
All right. Later.
all right.